What textbook will you consult for reading about IR and also as a reference materials? So for the textbook, there are two very good textbooks. I like them very much. The first is the textbook written by Palmer and Perkins. The name is International Relations. And a second book is also International Relations. It is written by Prakash Chandra. So these two books will form your textbook to know and learn about these topics. Beside that, you can also consult other books for reference material. And in these, you have the bibliography given in which you have 5 references being given, and you can consult even more than that. But first, you should study from the textbook, and then from the textbook, you can move towards the reference material. I hope you have understand about the subject introduction of IR, the method of assessment, the textbook, and what kind of strategies will you make to get this subject go through. Aziz Tuluba, after knowing the introduction about international relation, let us move to the first unit of IR. This unit, which is named as International Relations, meaning, scope, and importance. Let's begin our study about international relations. In the picture, you can see a globe with many flags, the flags representing different countries. And you can see that there are many countries in the world, and you are compelled to establish relations with them, and therefore you have to come towards relations, international relations, to know about them. In this unit, we will discuss about the definition and concept of international relations. Then we will know about the scope of international relations, and finally we will know about the importance of international relations. Let's begin. Can we have review of knowledge first? This is very interesting because you ask questions, and let's see if you are prepared to answer my questions. And I hope you will answer it, because the questions are not very tough and they are easy. So my first question is, what do you mean by the word international? International का मतलब क्या है? काफ़ी आसान है, आप सोचें इसके ऊपर. अगर आपको कोई आंसर नहीं मिल रहा, आप ज़रा सा क्लोजली इसके बारे में तज्जिया करें कि this word, is it one word or is it made up of 2 words? Maybe you get the answer from this. जी हाँ, ये 2 वर्ड से बना है, international. So now can you get the meaning of international? So one word is inter, and the second word is national. By inter we means in between, middle. That's how you pass inter. Inter is between school and university, and therefore this inter here represents again the same. It's basically middle, in between. और दूसरा वर्ड है relations, दूसरा वर्ड है national, which means nations, which means people, which may also mean states. तो international का मतलब हुआ between nationals, between people, between states. And from now you can very much guess what will be meant by international relations. So it's the relation, yes, relation between states. Yes. So it's very easy, isn't it? It's very simple. So international relation is the study of relations between states. Let's go to the next question. What relations we study in IR? वो तो आपने आंसर मुझे दे दिया कि international relation means study between the relation, study of relations between states. But what types of relations? Because there can be many types of relations. So think about what types of relations do you study in international relations? You may have arrived at different types of relations. I will not give you the answer. For the answers, you have to wait for some time because this will be coming in our definition as well. But remember, keep your answers of relation to yourself. The next question is it compulsory to have relations with other states? Why we need international relations? Why we should keep relation with other states? Even हमारी ज़िंदगी में भी ऐसे लोग आते हैं जो कहते हैं मुझे दूसरों से कोई वास्ता नहीं है, मैं दूसरों के साथ डील नहीं करना चाहता, मैं चाहता हूं कि I want to be alone, I want to be on myself. क्या वाकई पॉसिबल है? क्या एक फर्द अपने तौर पे अलैदगी के साथ जिंदगी गुजार सकता है? नहीं गुजार सकता. It's very difficult. He has many needs to perform. He has many needs to meet. And therefore he is compelled to have relations with other people. आपने बचपन से सुना होगा कि man is a social animal. So therefore a man has to keep relations, social relations with other people. And therefore it's compulsory to have relations with other states. Remember, a state cannot live by itself. It has many needs to fulfill. It has to go for many requirements. And therefore it is imperative, निहायत ज़रूरी है कि एक स्टेट दूसरों के साथ रिलेशन रखे. इसके बगैर एक स्टेट इस ज़िंदगी में, इस दुनिया में, आजकल के ज़माने में नहीं रह सकता. It's very difficult. So, yes, it's compulsory to have relations with other state as well. अगर आपका आंसर पहले no था, so you changed because it's compulsory. You can see a picture on the screen. You can look closer on the picture because sometime I will not be giving you the answer myself. So I will keep on involving you to help me in getting the answer. तो आप इस पिक्चर को देखें कि sometime you can find the nationality of a person from the picture as well. So from which country this person may have belonged. He cannot be a Japanese or a Chinese. He belongs to some some European country, or maybe American states. But I will give you a clue, he belongs to European country. And again, if you want to identify the country, so yes, you can give me the answer. He belonged to, yes, you're right, it's Britain. So he is a British philosopher. He is a British thinker. And why is this picture there? Because he is the first person to use the word international. So let's know about this person. This person named Jeremy Bentham. Jeremy Bentham. And he is the English political philosopher. And he is the English thinker. काफ़ी मशहूर नाम है. इन्होंने इंटरनेशनल वर्ड फर्स्ट टाइम यूज किया हिस्ट्री में, और ये ईयर है 1789. He used this word in a book which appeared and which was published in 1789. You can see a question mark with the year 1789. So this means I am also going to ask some more questions. ये ईयर वैसे काफ़ी important है, इसलिए मैंने इसको रेड किया हुआ है. So can you tell me any other event that occurred in this year? Because by studying IR, you have to know about different phenomena and different events in the history. And why not take advantage from this year and also know some more about international relations? So why is this year important? What kind of other events happened in that year? I can give you a clue. The event happened in Europe. So you have to trace that event. And there is another event that happened in America. So think. The first event that happened in Europe, and it happened in France. I think you are getting the answer. Yes. And about the US, maybe your answer is right. I will not give you the answer now. Let's wait for some time to get the answer. So let's come and move to the next point. He used the word international in 1789, and by that word Jeremy Bentham meant relations between nations. International, by that word Jeremy Bentham meant relations between nations. Why nations? Why not state? Because when he was using the word relations between nations, he meant the same, relation between states. Why relation between nations and relation between states? Because at his time there was no difference between nations and state, and therefore you can use the word interchangeably. नेशन और स्टेट के बीच में उस वक्त कोई फर्क नहीं था. तो अगर आप नेशन कहो तो नेशन से मुराद स्टेट ही है. सो इंटरनेशनल वर्ड उसने यूज किया फॉर रिलेशन बिटवीन नेशंस और रिलेशन बिटवीन स्टेट्स. और ये वैसे भी आप इसको समझ सकते हैं अगर मैं कहूँ कि द ब्रिटिश अटैक्ड अ कंट्री. So this means the same as that the British country, the British state attacked that particular country. Or if I say the American policy, so this means the state of America, their policy. So therefore the word nations can represent the state as well. Somehow there may be difference when you use it in a particular context, लेकिन most of the time आप इसको समझ सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे इससे मुराद नेशन होगा कि स्टेट होगा, and both would be the same. So he used the word international in 1789. When was IR started as a field of study? क्योंकि एक तो उन्होंने वर्ड यूज किया, लेकिन इसको एज अ सब्जेक्ट, एज अ डिसिप्लिन कब शुरू किया गया? क्या आप इसके बारे में बता सकते हैं कि IR को एज अ सब्जेक्ट कब पढ़ाना शुरू किया गया और कब लोगों ने इसको एज अ सब्जेक्ट लेना शुरू किया? रिमेंबर, आपको मैं क्लू दे रहा हूं. जेरेमी बेंथम कहां से बिलोंग करता था? Yes, he belonged to British, he belonged to Britain, and therefore the study of international relation as a field of study also started in Britain. And it was after a very major event that the need for the subject was felt. So the study of IR was started after the First World War? When did the First World War ended? Or my question is, when did the First World War started? The First World War started in 1914, and the First World War lasted for 4 years. पहली जंग अजीम 1914 में स्टार्ट हो रही है, 4 साल तक लड़ी गई. So when did it finish? Yes, it finished in 1918. 1918 में ख़त्म हो गया. तो वर्ल्ड वॉर 1 की वजह से जो डिस्ट्रक्शन आई है, जो तबाही आई है, जो क़यामत बर्पा हुई है, अब उसको बचाने के लिए, दुनिया को फ्यूचर में ऐसे अजाब से बचाने के लिए लोगों ने फील किया, it was felt that the subject of international relations should be introduced because it will lead you to understand about other countries. It will make you understand the policies of other countries, and it will establish relations between countries. So therefore, the study of IR may help in avoiding further wars. So it was started in the year 1919, which means soon after World War I. और कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी ने इसको स्टार्ट किया? It was University of Wales. So University of Wales started teaching IR as a subject for the first time. यहाँ के बाद बाकी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ भी इनकरेज हुई और इन्होंने भी इसको स्टार्ट किया. And very luckily, these universities were also the universities in British. They were LSE, नाम अभी भी आपने सुना होगा. It's London School of Economics. So it started the field of IR after the University of Wales, and then soon the Oxford University also started teaching IR as a subject. So this is the origin of the subject. Now, in understanding about the two schools of thought, because if we want to understand IR, so we have to also know about the two views of the different authors and the different writers about IR. तो IR की definition के बारे में हमारे पास दो किस्म की राय हैं या दो मकतबा फ़िक्र हैं. So we would call them the two schools of thought. Oh, year 1789. आपसे एक क्वेश्चन किया था मैंने. So now let's see if your answer is right. Year 1789 में जो एक इम्पॉर्टेंट इवेंट हुआ यूरोप में और वो हुआ फ्रांस में. So it was called French Revolution, जिसको आप इनकिलाब फ्रांस भी कहते हैं. तो इनकिलाब फ्रांस 1789 में आया, काफ़ी इम्पॉर्टेंट है, उसकी काफ़ी इम्पॉर्टेंट इम्प्लीकेशंस हैं. इसी के साथ इसी ईयर में फर्स्ट यूएस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वॉज एनफोर्स्ड. अमेरिका का पहला आइन इस साल नाफिज हुआ और इसी के साथ अमेरिका के पहले प्रेसिडेंट ने हल्फ लिया. अमेरिका के पहले प्रेसिडेंट ने 1789 में हल्फ लिया और यूएस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन नाफिज हुआ. Who was the first US president? Again, there's a question. So let's learn, you know. So who was the first US president? If you don't know the answer, my next question is, what is the capital of US? अमेरिका का दारुल-खिलाफा कौन सा है? Washington. And therefore Washington was the first president of US, and his full name was George Washington. So George Washington took oath as the first president of US in the year 1789 as well. So this was some learning from the year. Let's come back to the two schools of thought, as we have two views about IR. So what's the first view? So the two views are, first of all, that we have a narrow view of IR and we have a broad view of IR. One is called the narrow view of IR, the second is called the broad view of IR. What are these two schools of thought? What we mean by narrow and what we mean by broad? If you just think over the words, you may get the answer. Because if I say narrow, this means it is very limited. So the people, the thinkers, who take a narrow view about IR basically say that IR is very limited. ये वो मकतबा फ़िक्र के लोग हैं जो कि IR का एक महदूद वसी नज़र रखते हैं, एक महदूद नज़रिया रखते हैं. इनके मुताबिक IR is concerned with interstate official relations. If we are going to define what is IR, so IR, according to the narrow view, it's the relations between interstate officials. दो मुल्कों के बीच में जो officials के ताल्लुकात हैं, that is basically called international relations. So you can see it's a very limited view. According to the schools of thought, they do not include these activities, such as trade and business, education and cultural relations, religious affairs, non-governmental organizations, and there are so many types of other relations. So according to the narrow view, they restrict IR to only official relations, and they do not include these activities which are also the domain of international relations. According to them, IR is only related to the governmental relations, the interstate relations between officers, and not other relations. They are not coming under international relations. The main supporters of this school of thought are Professor Dunn and Taylor. Professor Dunn and Taylor, ये महदूद नज़रिया रखते हैं about the definition of international relations. Let's see what is the definition of Professor Dunn. According to Professor Dunn, IR is concerned with the actual relations that take place across national boundaries, or as the body of knowledge which we have of those relations at any given time. So you can see that it's the relation across national boundaries, and these relations are only concerned with the official relations. एक मुल्क के जो officers हैं, एक मुल्क के जो diplomats हैं और दूसरे मुल्क के जो diplomats हैं, तो दोनों के relations आपस में, this would be the domain of international relations. Let's see what is the definition of Taylor. According to Taylor, IR is a discipline which tries to explain political activities across state boundaries. A discipline which tries to explain political activities across state boundaries, which means IR is again very limited. It is only concerned with the political activities, only the political relations, which means the relation between governments, and not the relation between people, not relation between organizations. Can you see it's very limited? IR has a very wide scope. So according to Taylor and Dunn, IR has a limited application. And this has been a very simplistic view. You can see in the picture that the officers of one state are sitting on one side of the table, and officers of the other state are sitting on the other side of the table, and they are just discussing the political affairs, concluding it's only the relation between diplomats, relation between only officials, and not the people and other kind of organizations. Let's come to the broad view. Now you can well imagine what will be the views of the people who take a broad view and broad scope of IR. So, according to them, IR includes many activities. IR is concerned with many relations. IR is concerned with many interactions. It's not only government official relations. There can be many activities and many types of relations and interactions besides official relations. The main supporters of this view of thought is Quincy Wright, Hoffman, Rosenau, and Matheson. And even today, most of the philosophers and most of the thinkers and most of the experts of international relations take the broad view, because IR is broad in application, it is broad in definition. According to Quincy Wright, who is the supporter of the broad view, it is not only the nations which international nations seek to regulate. IR सिर्फ नेशन के साथ उसका ताल्लुक नहीं है. Remember, by nations we also mean the state. तो मतलब ये है कि IR का ताल्लुक सिर्फ दो कंट्रीज से नहीं है, उनके ऑफिशियल रिलेशन से नहीं है. Various types of groups, nation, state, governments, इसका ताल्लुक मुख्तलिफ किस्म के ग्रुप से है. इन ग्रुप्स में नेशंस हैं, इस ग्रुप में स्टेट्स हैं, इसमें डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ गवर्नमेंट्स हैं, इसमें लोग हैं, पीपल आर आल्सो कमिंग अंडर द डेफिनेशन एंड द डोमेन्स ऑफ इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस. तो इसमें पीपल भी आएंगे, and then regions and alliances also are coming in the definition of international relations, and they should also be studied. इसके अलावा confederations हैं, इसमें organizations हैं, मुख्तलिफ किस्म के international organizations हैं, even industrial organizations हैं, those organizations which are working for some business activity or some trade activity. So IR also deals with them. Then also deals with cultural organization. It deals with the cultural exchange. It deals with the promotion of culture and the values and the history of a particular group of people. It even deals with religious organization. जो मजहबी तंजीमें हैं वो भी IR के डोमेन्स में आती हैं. So IR is not limited to a particular political activities. It is concerned with many activities. It is concerned with many types of organizations. It is concerned with many types of relations. And therefore, IR has a very broad applications and has a very broad domain. Rosenau, जो कि IR के बारे में एक वसी नुक्ते नज़र रखता है, वो तो यहाँ तक कह देता है कि even the internal affairs within the state affects the relation on international level. कि international relations का दायरेकार इतना वसी है कि even जो state के अंदरूनी मामलात हैं वो भी international relations में आते हैं, क्योंकि वो international relations को मुतासिर करते हैं. They are affecting the internal events in a state is affecting the international affairs and the international events. So even the internal affairs will be coming under the domain of international relations. And sometimes it's very difficult to draw a boundary between national events and international events, or national action and international action. एक स्टेट दावा कर रहा होगा, क्लेम कर रहा होगा कि उसका जो इवेंट है या जो उसका एक्शन है वो इंटरनल है, इसका बाहर की दुनिया से कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है, ये सिर्फ उनका अंदरूनी मामला है, और इसके बावजूद उस अंदरूनी मामले के बिनुल-अक़वामी असरात होंगे. जिसका मतलब ये हुआ कि इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन से इवन अंदरूनी मामलात भी अलहदा नहीं है, and they're also coming in the domain of international relations. एक और supporters है मैथिसन, उनका भी यही नुक्ते नज़र है. He has the same opinion. According to him, the internal affairs of a state fall within the jurisdiction of IR. इसीलिए कि यार इतना वसी है कि एक मुल्क और उसके जो अंदरूनी मामलात हैं, चाहे वो बहुत कहे कि ये उनका अंदरूनी मामला है, लेकिन उसके बिनुल-अक़वामी असरात होंगे और इसलिए वो भी इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस में आएंगे. एक एग्जांपल करते हैं इसका कि हाउ द इंटरनल इवेंट्स कैन लीड टू इंटरनेशनल इम्प्लीकेशंस एंड हैव इंटरनेशनल इफेक्ट्स. एग्जांपल है, इफ द सऊदी गवर्नमेंट decide to decrease oil supply or stop oil supply, what will happen? आप देख सकते हैं कि ये सऊदी गवर्नमेंट, उनका अपना एक अंदरूनी फैसला होगा. अगर उनकी गवर्नमेंट फैसला करे कि भाई हमने ऑयल की सप्लाई को कम करना है या इसको ख़त्म करना है, वी डोंट वांट टू एक्सपोर्ट ऑयल. अब ये अंदरूनी फैसला, can you see what will be the effect of this decision, this internal decision, on the outer side world? Remember, you cannot imagine. It's very difficult. It will be having such a larger effect on the international world. Can you think of the effects of this decision? Yes, the oil prices will go high. तेल की कीमतें बढ़ जाएंगी. इसी के साथ चीज़ें महंगी हो जाएंगी, लोगों की कुव्वत खरीद कम हो जाएगी. एंड कैन यू सी दैट इवन मैनी ऑफ द पीपल विल नॉट गेट देयर फूड, एंड मैनी पीपल विल लूज देयर जॉब्स बिकॉज द इंडस्ट्रीज विल नॉट बी एबल टू गिव देम सैलरी. तो इससे एक तबाही आ जाएगी. एक अंदरूनी फैसले से कितने बैनुल-अक़वामी असरात हो सकते हैं, यू कैन सी फ्रॉम दिस व्यू एंड दिस एग्जाम्पल. लेट्स गिव यू अनदर एग्जाम्पल. करेंसी डिवैल्यूएशन, अपनी करेंसी की कीमत में कमी करना. अगर एक मुल्क अपनी करेंसी की कीमत को कम करता है डॉलर के मुकाबले में, तो क्या होगा इसका? अगेन ये एक अंदरूनी मामला है. एक मुल्क को इख्तियार है कि वो अपनी करेंसी को डिवैल्यू करे, लेकिन अपनी करेंसी को डिवैल्यू करने से अगर उस करेंसी का ताल्लुक बाकी करेंसी से भी हो, तो यू कैन सी कि द इफेक्ट्स विल अगेन बी वेरी डिवास्टेटिंग. द इफेक्ट्स विल बी वेरी हॉरिबल. इसके असरात अगेन काफ़ी ख़तरनाक होंगे. मैं आपको एग्जांपल डॉलर की ही दे दूँगा. डॉलर, which is completely monopolizing the world trade and is regarded as a very stable currency. तो इतनी stable currency हो क्या, अगर फर्ज करें डॉलर की कीमत बढ़ जाए या डॉलर की कीमत कम हो जाए, तो you can well imagine कि what will be the effect. And therefore, if the dollar value gets low, so you can see that the trade of different countries would be affected. Maybe they get a benefit, maybe they get a negative impact. But this decision, which is internal, will be having an effect on the international affairs and on the international world. And that's what is the view of the broad school of thought. That international relation is so broad, it is concerned with many activities, with many relations. Even the internal affairs of a country may fall within the jurisdiction of international relations. बहुत से अंदरूनी हो सकते मामलात जो कि इंटरनेशनल इवेंट्स का हिस्सा नहीं बन सकते, लेकिन sometime even the internal affairs and the internal decisions and the internal actions have international impact. Hope you have understand the significance and the meaning of international relations. Now the conclusion. The conclusion is that IR, is it having a narrow view? Is it narrow in definition? Or is it broader in definition? What you have concluded? Yes, IR is not narrow. It is not narrow in definition. It is not concerned with the political activities only. It may be present in the older days. पुराने वक्तों में मुमकिन था एक स्टेट दूसरे के साथ इतनी इंटरैक्टिव नहीं थी, मीन्स ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन कम था या ज़्यादा फास्ट नहीं था, और इसलिए एक स्टेट आइसोलेशन में अपनी ज़िंदगी गुजार सकता. आजकल पॉसिबल नहीं है. So it was possible in the old states, or you can say in the old Greek city-states, but not at present. Remember, we have to deal with other people. We have to deal with other nations because we have demands. हमारे लोगों की demands हैं. हमने लोगों की ज़रूरियात को पूरा करना है. Concept of welfare state है. Welfare state to look after the needs and aspiration of your people. अपने लोगों की खिदमत करना, उनको खुशहाली देना, उनकी तमाम ज़रूरियात को पूरा करना. रिमेंबर, एक स्टेट खुद नहीं कर सकता, उसने बाकी मुल्कों से ताल्लुकात रखने हैं, वहाँ से चीज़ों को इंपोर्ट करना है, अपनी एक्सपोर्ट करना है, और इसी तरह गिव एंड टेक से यू कैन गिव प्रोस्पेरिटी टू योर नेशन. सो दिस मीन्स that we are bound to have relation with other people and other countries and other states, not only on the political level but on all level, because there are people demands. The people demands for different types of items. They want protection of their culture, they want trade, they want business, they want goods, they want materials, and not all things are possible in a particular country. You have to get them from other countries, and therefore you should have all types of relations with other countries. And therefore there are many organizations and associations working in the international events, and states have to consider all aspects of human life. Thus IR is broader. It is concerned with all types of official, political, social, cultural, economic, ideological, even military relations between and among states. मतलब ये है कि even military relations, a state make alliance with another state, they go for military collaborations, आपस में जंगी मशकें करते हैं, आपस में टेक्नोलॉजी का एक्सचेंज करते हैं. So all these kind of military exchange, the military personnel, the sharing of knowledge, the sharing of equipments, the export and import of arms and expertise. So all these kind of relations, all these kind of events coming under the definition and domain of international relations. I am finished with today's lecture. I hope you have understand the meaning and the definition and the two schools of thought of international relations.